10 seconds.
Never try to take a drink right before you go live. Oh, my goodness, welcome in. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. Goes right
Wrong
down.
hole.
Yeah. Anybody have anything? Oh my gosh.
You have something
Hi.
stuck in your throat.
Root beer. Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Oh, try to lube up the vocal cords and ends up killing you. What do you know? Happy Sunday. And how is everyone?
Doing all right.
I'm doing well.
I'm glad you guys are. Damn. Don't be so quiet. Start talking.
Was that smooth? Was that smooth?
Not so much really.
It hit a few bumps on the way down.
It might have.
You're not supposed to do
water.
Everclear right at the beginning of the show.
No, I don't. No, I don't do that. But hey, can I give everyone a little word of advice? It's not a word of advice, but it's just a nice thing. If you go out into the middle of nowhere and you invite people to go with you, people that have never been there, aren't familiar with the territory, make sure you know where they're at. Make sure you know they're okay.
What are you
And don't
talking
just
about?
run off and leave them. Got a chance to go do some off-roading yesterday. Yes, in the middle of miles and miles in the middle of nowhere, and like a 2-day walk.
Somebody left you behind? I mean, you behind?
Not me personally. But
Oh,
me and my buddy. We were out rock crawling up to the waterfalls, Chiva Falls, the backside of Mount Mica Mountain, whatever, Tank Verde. And we turned around, and the two other vehicles we were with were gone. So we thought, well,
did you take it personal?
no, but we don't know where we're going. So we kind of here we sit, and
Broken-hearted.
yeah, we sat there for about a half hour and waited for them to show up again, basically. And they didn't, but 3 other vehicles did that were going out. So I'm just like, I think we're going out too. Screw your friends who invited us and are complete jackasses. So it's just, seriously, it's not a safe thing in the middle of where I live, at least. There's lots of big animals with sharp teeth like things, and
Like bears and lions,
well, yeah, there's some
tigers.
big kitties and stuff. And when the sun goes down, that place, kind of comes to life. But anyway, I just want to welcome everybody in. Everyone over on the YouTube, Facebook. We got a couple places. Mojo 50 Facebook page, the Off Track Facebook page, the Whiskey Sticks YouTube page, iHeartRadio. If you're listening in on mojo50.com, of course, and following along with all the socials and the comment and everything, will probably very possibly have the phone lines open if anybody wants to get 2 cents in with our special guest this evening. Pardon me. That would be that. He. You know what? He. Before I say his name, everyone knows who it is anyway. But in case you don't, the guest was asking me, "Hey, what are we going to talk about? What's the topic on Sunday?" There it is, Melissa. And I said, "Well, it's usually the guest is the topic, you know, and of course we talk about anything, whatever you want to talk about. Anybody, just throw it out there. We'll talk about it." And he says, "Well, I'm a hot topic."
Yeah.
Oh, that deserves a new nickname. So that is now, according to me, at least what I call him, Hot Handy with a J. Everybody loves a hot handy, especially with the J. You know?
Well, they got cold handy would just be uncomfortable.
No.
Nobody wants that.
You don't want a cold handy. It's not very inviting.
Well, I'm trying to race him to Tampa, and I made it to Navarre. I think he's still in Texas.
Navarre, buddy. Let me tell you.
Navarre.
How long have you been down there?
Oh, just since yesterday. Friday was not good in the Panhandle, so I decided to wait till yesterday to come down.
Well, Navarre, Florida is beautiful.
It is.
I actually used to live there back in the day, and you know what? And I don't have any confirmation on this, but I had heard rumor that parts of Jaws, I think the original movie, may have been filmed there. I just heard that. I have nothing to go on other than that, but
That's an Air Force salute.
that's right. There it is. But I tried to get Melissa to go down to the end of the pier right behind her and smack that shark that almost maybe would have bit me.
Oh,
when I was snorkeling.
That's the view right here. Yeah.
That is the view. Yep. It is a beautiful area down there. And Juana's is cool.
Juana's is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's remember I was trying to tell you about the fries, dirty fries or not. They're debris tots.
They call them debris tots?
Yes, and it has like the shaved beef and the gravy and the cheese and all that stuff on the tater tots.
Well, that's all kinds of sexual talk there. You should stop that.
It's what we do.
Oh, okay.
But it's good
debris
drunk
tots.
food.
They probably call them debris tots because of the hurricanes that come through there and just toss things around.
Yeah, the causeway or bridge, whatever, over here to Pensacola was closed the last year when we were here because of Hurricane Michael. You couldn't go to Pensacola.
That guy's a jerk.
I know. Panama City. Yeah, I know. He's an a-hole.
Michael the a-hole. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, fine. Rusty, what are you sipping on over there?
Sorry, I am sipping on
Choke on it a little bit too.
Jim Beam apple. It's good stuff.
Just apple?
Yeah, just
I
apple.
really thought you'd say mixed with not hot damn. No, look at me. Fireball.
No, I'm out of Fireball and I'm out of Coke Zero. So
Now is that Coke or is that Sam's Club?
well, right now it's Coke Zero, but
Well, there you go.
I usually get Sam's Club Zero.
I didn't know they had such a thing, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Chris, what about you?
I'm trying something new today. I mean, it's still whiskey, but this whiskey is Seagram's Black Honey with Mountain Dew Code Red. It's kind of yummy. I discovered it yesterday.
Oh, wait. Did you say Code Red?
Yeah, Mountain
I
Dew
thought you
Code
said
Red.
Code
It's
Monkey
kind
Red.
Of a cherry Mountain Dew, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's all right. I haven't had any Code Red for a while, but the
honey and the cherry
how's that
flavor
go with
really
the honey,
go nicely
though?
together.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You can't handle the truth.
What?
Wow.
Did you water a Code Red?
I did. I ordered the Code Red.
There it is. I caught on just.
Well done. Well done.
Wow, just threw that right out there. Okay.
Out
Well,
there.
Melissa, usually I ask you last for a reason. Now I guess you
I
don't
know. I have been remiss in my duties. I forgot my cat cooler at home. But if I didn't forget it, if it were here, I'd be drinking this homemade sangria in a cat cooler, and I wouldn't even need any ice. It would be perfectly cold the whole night. But now I'm using a glass with the koozie. That's how much I miss my cat cooler.
You know, my cat cooler. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rusty. What?
The tumbler, right? The cat
Yes,
cooler.
yes. The tumbler. Sorry.
I
Yeah.
pictured Melissa picking up the whole cooler and kind of drinking out of the edge of it.
That's another commercial. We'll
Oh.
get to that later.
Hey, that reminds me, we have to talk about commercials. No, so the cat cooler, I took mine out yesterday. You know, let's get up early in the morning to go out to the desert full of coffee. And I got there and didn't get all my coffee finished before we went on the trail. And in the afternoon when I came back, you know, 4 or 5 in the, it was probably, I don't know, 4:30ish. I don't know, whatever it was. But the coffee inside was still hot. Not like hot, of course, but it was hot enough.
It
wasn't cool,
we have
that's for
confirmation
sure.
then that cat coolers do keep hot things hot.
Yes, they do.
All right.
The tumblers. I mean, I know I use it for coffee every day.
Cold things cold. Is there like a switch or something on the bottom that you have to flip to?
No,
make
it's just made that way.
it just does it. Huh?
Pretty badass actually.
Huh.
You just screw it on the top there, and you know you just.
I forgot
And it
my
has-
cat cooler, tumbler, and I forgot my cowbell.
Oh no!
Shame on you. You didn't do any show
Shame.
prep before you left the
Shame.
house.
Did you forget who we're having for a guest and you forgot the cowbell?
I know.
I know.
Then again, he
Okay.
I
usually
know. I'm just
pads
gonna
the
keep
count
like
enough
shaking
himself.
my hand.
What do you have, the shakes?
I'm just gonna shake my hand at him.
He might get excited. I don't know. Just
I don't know.
all right. Well.
I know.
Anyway, folks, go over to catcoolers.com. Check out all their whole lineup. You know, they got a 2019 lineup, I'm sure. And they got the 27, the 55, and the 88 quart coolers, all of which have a lifetime warranty on them and keep ice cold up to 7 days. You can fully customize them. You could put that guy, Rusty, you could put his face on your cooler. Then you could sit on it.
Absolutely,
What?
in my face.
I know all the ladies are.
Rusty's totally down for that. You
Never.
can sit on his face.
Yeah. And that one guy, too, he wants to sit on Rusty's face. Catcoolers.com, guys. Go over to catcoolers.com. Catcoolers.com. Rusty,
Yeah.
it's hard in the news.
Well, I don't know about in the news, but
No, let's keep the news.
we got some
Dang.
national days today. It is one of my particular favorites, National Mother-in-Law Day. I love my mother-in-law. She is awesome.
That means she's
That's
listening.
unusual.
Oh, she's listening.
Well,
Well, I doubt she's listening, but anyway.
Rusty told me earlier he was the head of his household and wore the pants, but I said Judy must not be home.
Whatever. It's also National American Beer Day.
Oh,
Really?
I should be drinking a Coors Light. That's the only American.
No, that is gross.
Well, okay, unless it's a craft beer, all the rest of them are made
What about-
overseas.
No, Bush is made here.
I thought Belgium
An-
bought it because that's Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch
bought it.
is in St. Louis, Missouri still,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Belgians purchased it.
but it's still made in America.
Yeah.
Kind of like Toyota.
Okay, Sam Adams, I love you, Sam. Go ahead.
I like some Oktoberfest.
I love your
good stuff.
Oktoberfest.
Sam Adams does make
Yes.
some fabulous beers.
It's
I
okay.
know. I
So
can't believe he can still do it after all
So
these years.
If
He's so old.
anybody with Sam Adams is listening, we are currently looking for sponsors. Just saying.
Oh, Sam, he's so hot right now, isn't he?
He's
Yes. And he looks so good.
National Black Cat Day.
Oh, I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
knows who this is for.
And it is, and Melissa, I don't know why you don't know this. It's Navy Day.
Are we wearing navy blue or is it navy like marine time navy?
Old
Marine
Navy. I
Yeah.
think it's Old Navy Day,
So do
right?
we gotta do the Air Force salute and then the Navy salute?
Navy Day on October.
Oh, wait, Rusty, we can't pass that up. Did you just see what she did?
Oh, I'm,
The
That's a
Navy
new
salute
one.
had something to do with cheek jousting, I think.
Is that just a Mississippi thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving
That's
on.
another story. That's another story
just
for
move-
another time.
Moving on. And for the listening audience, you're missing out. I'm just saying.
Navy Day on October 27th salutes all military personnel who served both past and present in the United States Navy. The USN is the Naval Warfare Service branch of the United States Armed Forces. It's also one of the 7 uniformed services of the United States. The U.S. Navy currently stands as the largest, most powerful Navy in the world with the highest combined battle fleet tonnage. The service engages over 340,000 personnel on active duty and more than 71,000 in the Navy Reserve.
Okay.
Oh, keep talking. I like
that.
Today, the United States Navy maintains 40 naval bases across the country, including the world's largest naval station.
Yes,
Norfolk.
Right.
That's it.
Virginia.
Yep.
Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah. Below the sea.
Little Creek.
For the bosses that are listening, that was Norfolk. I'm going to enunciate for Melissa. It was not the other word.
It's my New England accent. That's how we say it.
You need to work on your diction.
Again? You fooled me once. I'm not doing that again.
Just work on it.
Okay. Oh, all right. I will.
Oh my God! Submarines full of seamen became a part of the Navy during World War II. Experiments began in the late 1800s during the Civil War. They did not become a large part of the Navy inventory until World War II, and So that's all I got on that. All right. Some let's see. Events that happened on this day. 1913, President Woodrow Wilson says the U.S. will never attack another country. He obviously didn't see World War I coming. 1917, 20,000 women march in a suffrage parade in New York City.
What were they suffering from?
They were tired of making damn sandwiches and shit. I don't want to make sandwiches.
Maybe
not getting a vote on what kind of sandwiches to make.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that stuff. Whatever.
Yeah, there it is.
We've been in a downward spiral ever since. Just saying.
What are you saying, Rusty? Women have too many privileges, or?
I didn't. Nothing. No.
Judy!
She's not home, remember?
Hey,
yeah, she's not home.
Let me call her up here real quick. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Get her on the phone lines.
On this day, 1954, Walt Disney's first TV show, Disneyland, premieres on ABC.
What year was this?
54.
Damn, 54.
And when was the Mickey Mouse Club with Annette
Funicello? Yeah.
Did you ever watch that, Whiskey? That was.
I did when I was a little boy.
That was during your era, wasn't it?
Well, yes, which was the same as yours. You
like 25.
Actually, we're all 4 of us are in that era. We're all old.
Chris is in. Chris is look, his nose is still pink.
It's not a pig.
I'm very young. You
know, you're over 40.
All over my beard.
Not over 40.
Shut up. He's over 40. You see? He's over 40.
I'm getting ready for my role as Santa Claus.
I actually played. You know, I actually played Santa Claus a couple times in my lifetime. The first time was
did
the
he like
weirdest
it?
One. Yes, he liked when I played it. Seriously, I was 21.
Did you get a lot
years
of stuff in your stocking that year?
No, I stuffed it. I was 21 the first time I played Santa Claus at the NCO club and on base, and it was odd. It's how hard is it for a 21-year-old guy who's 6'4" and at the time probably 200 pounds, 205. I don't know. I wasn't heavy at all, obviously, and they had to build me up, puff me up and.
How did they do that?
It was not I wouldn't say it was the greatest Santa Claus ever. I'll just say that.
So Sean got stuffed, is what I'm hearing.
Maybe I may have.
Hey, so Rusty, in honor of National American Beer Day, just want to give a shout out to Tech Brew because he's in America and he makes American beer.
Yes, and it's good.
Yes.
It's good. Yeah, Rusty, did you drink some of his beer, Rusty?
Yes, I did. It was very good.
And you're not even a beer drinker, really, right?
No, I'm not.
Tell us how good that Imperial Oatmeal Stout was.
I don't think I had that. I think he had the other. What was the other one? Was it the pineapple?
Oh, there was that one too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the one I had Friday morning for breakfast. I mean, afternoon after something.
Yeah, it was.
It was good.
We've got a number of people that are very concerned about Rusty's fridge door being open. Rusty, can you just get up and go close that? People are very distracted.
Well, he was trying to put the cat in there.
It's an air conditioner.
It's not.
It's an air conditioner. He's making the whole house cool.
I'm in my second house. We're redoing this house, and I mean it's not even on. It's not plugged in or nothing. So don't worry about it. We'll get.
Hey, did the cat leave you alone, or are you gonna put that cat in that fridge? Cat in that cooler.
It's a cat cooler. That is such low hanging fruit. Oh my god.
Well, it is. It works out. Huh.
And what was the story on that booth seating right there behind you over there by the fridge too? Where did you steal that from?
I bought that at a Stuckey's. They were like going out of business, going to close down deal, and
wait, were you?
I got it for $20, same as downtown, and so.
Okay, fine. Right, fine.
Oh, hey, who was the
Apparently,
dog?
Rusty also missed one of the important national days. Erica Stealth Jackal indicates that today is National Throw Your Smallest Friend Day. So,
midget tossing.
Rusty, you have a lot to choose from.
You have any of your friends there with you?
You're gonna have to put them all in a lineup.
I don't have any.
Like dominoes.
Goose.
I don't have any friends.
She also said that Brad should probably maybe try and toss Handy J.
He's not a midget.
No, but he's probably Brad's smallest friend.
How do you know? Brad's smallest friend probably lives right downstairs.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, you see what I did there, did you? Just saying. Oh my goodness. Rusty, you okay? You're thinking about midgets. I'm sorry. Move on.
I am. I was.
Stop looking at porn.
So
that's
pretty much all I got, guys.
Hey, just say it. What was the hardest news today? Just say it. So we heard it first from you.
What?
Al-Baghdadi.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I have something to. Yeah, I have this here. This is. I have breaking footage of this, and yes, I'm bringing it.
You broke your foot again?
I'm bringing it full screen right here, and this is Al-Baghdadi right here trying to make an escape. Oh, fail. Sorry. He didn't quite make it. Oh, and we get to see that again in slow motion.
And it goes.
Al-Baghdadi leaning into it. Lean into it. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, he sucks. He didn't quite make it.
So yeah,
sorry.
that's right. No more Al-Baghdadi. He's one dead dude. He's sleeping with the fishes. You know,
that's once again though. We've heard this before.
Hey, did you hear? Say when Trump announced this morning, I was listening. I didn't get to watch all the Sunday shows like I normally do because I'm kind of out of my element here. But I was listening to the announcement Trump made, and I'm kind of zooming in now because there's other people here, and we're having coffee talk or whatever. And and then I pay attention, and I hear Trump go, "These guys," and I guess a canine was involved in the mission. Of course they would be because they're awesome. The smartest people, the smartest elements in the military. So and Trump is like, and they call it a canine. They call it a canine, but I call it a dog, and it was tremendous. But it's a dog.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I shook my head.
that about sums up the boring part of the show, guys. We're going to liven it up with some bondage over here in Rusty's dungeon here when we come back and bring in Hot Handy with the J on the other side. Stick around. Hi. Huh.
Bonus material.
Well, yeah. Mojo 50 special guest Andy J.
And my wife just brought home some Coke Zero.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And stuck you in the bondage dungeon, huh? See, that's what you get for all the smack you were talking.
That's a room off the
loves
house.
you.
That's a stockade.
She loves you.
I see the stockades there. Actually, over your other shoulder, kind of looks like a cross, Rusty. You should be careful what you're doing.
Yeah, that's look up St. Andrew's Cross. That's all I'm
Not sure I feel comfortable doing that.
Do they make a midget version?
Yeah, just on Rusty's back, he puts a paint across his t-shirt.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh.
So.
Can't hear you, Melissa.
We've got about 2 minutes worth of voicemails, 2.5 minutes roughly for later. One of them's a little bit longer in nature, but there's only 5 of them this week.
But, well, see, people are slacking. That's the problem.
They really are. Very disappointed in all of you who did not send me any voicemails.
Wait, did that one guy?
Oh, yeah, that one guy.
What was it? No. I mean, literally, did that other guy, that one guy, did he send Rusty another one? He wants them to come on his show. Rusty, did you hear from that guy yet?
Yeah. That your fan,
Rusty.
the one that wanted to have you on and talk about midgets?
He said you don't get enough time to talk about midgets on the show.
10 seconds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh. Welcome back in from the other side of the break. And that one guy's getting set up here. Our special guest. Is he ready? Is he on the air there, Chris? Is he?
I guess it is. You got to define ready.
There he
Well,
is. Look at him.
we're not ready. We've had a half hour of not ready.
Yeah. You guys
Yes.
talked about catch me up to speed. What I
We
missed.
sat.
Crap.
We twiddled our thumbs.
Nothing important. Nothing important.
No, twiddled our thumbs. Talked about cat coolers, and then we moved on to
Pretty much
Where's
the
our
same
thumbs
old
again.
crap as always, huh?
There was important national news.
Yeah.
It's National Throw Your Smallest Friend Day. So it's midget tossing.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What Rusty says.
Today's also appreciate your mother-in-law day.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
covered
he
that one.
covered
We
that.
covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered that one.
Rusty
You're
said
late
my
to
mother-in-law, whom I love very much, so we know she's watching.
Yeah.
I think she's sitting next to him in the other room.
Oh,
I think that's why he has a bondage dungeon in his background.
my mother-in-law's nuts, so I don't really. I'm kind of like, yeah, she'll never know if I called or not.
Okay. Well, everybody, welcome in. Handy J, what's up?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being on us.
We
Thanks
don't
for
have a
being on
show, unless we have a guest.
Okay.
usually, so.
I mean, he is a solid, my 6th favorite person at Mojo. I mean, just solid.
Rusty, there are not 6 people there.
Well,
Well,
I mean, you know what I mean. There
I-
are, but there might.
I think
There is
Rusty's
that-
counting the interns, right?
Oh, except for that one guy.
yeah. that one- yeah.
I
that-
thought
Yeah.
Andy J was this week's intern at least.
I'm sorry.
Well, oh shit, did he not get the memo?
They pay him like an intern.
They pay all of us like an intern,
Right.
and we are happy for that.
Hello.
Hey, where's your
Oh,
sunglasses?
crap. And I didn't get my blue dress.
I can't find them. I can't. I looked all over the place. I can't. I think I left them out in the car.
Rusty, could you go down to the gas station and get him another pair of Hooker sunglasses, please?
Thank you. I mean, I'm sure what you paid, like $1.50 for those things. No, seriously, dude.
I paid a solid $9.99 for these.
Did you really?
I mean,
Why?
Yeah.
You got took.
Rusty,
Screw you.
But you paid a solid $10 for a dumbass sticker.
Hey, Melissa, what'd you pay for that shirt?
Right? Thank you.
I'm waiting. Speaking of stickers,
Yeah.
Handy J,
Yeah.
did you turn around? Are you headed westbound yet? Because I got cars to put stickers on.
Really funny. Yeah. No.
Do we have
Walk it
do we
off,
have
man.
a
Walk it
solid
off.
deadline on when that? Because I know Hot Rocky didn't get hers yet. So, do we have a deadline on when the contest ends?
No,
When-
the deadline really is going to be at the end of the month as far as when we quit selling the stickers. And then once everybody gets their stickers, they're going to have a chance to be able to post it, to the socials, be able to do what they do. And then we'll pick a winner. I mean, it's maybe second week. By the second week of November, we'll figure out who the winner is going to be.
Chris, are we having
picking a winner.
difficulties?
Yeah,
Wrong?
Facebook dropped the stream to Mojo. The one to
course
Off Track
they
with
did.
Whiskey 6 YouTube are still live, and the one to Mojo for the audio is still good.
Okay, folks. So
Oh, what happened to Facebook?
if you're not hearing us right now,
Facebook just
I
dropped
can't
that
help
video.
you.
Aw.
Gee, what did we do
Now we're
wrong
cool.
now? That's because it's
We didn't.
red,
Facebook
white, and
just
blue
jacked
logo.
that one
I'm
up,
sure
backed
they're
that one
offended. Yeah,
up. For
they're
once,
offended.
we haven't actually screwed anything up. You had your original.
No, we
sound
got it
on,
right
now
today.
Music went right. I didn't
Except
unmute
for-
myself while I was checking audio. We're good.
Had
We
a
haven't messed
choking
up yet.
fit.
Hey, can we get a close up on
All
Melissa
right.
Kitty?
Huh?
Let's get a close
Oh,
up.
my shirt.
Yeah, she doesn't really look like she's paying attention to the show. Like
I-
maybe
We're on
she-
Yeah, I
speaker
heard
view
that,
there. Let her.
Speaker view.
let her
I heard
say
that
something.
it was Handy J's birthday, Melissa.
I'm not falling for that again.
No, it really
You
is.
are.
Yeah.
Fall for it.
Okay.
Just fall down.
Help me.
Happy? No, I'm not. my dad might be watching.
No, he is watching. Hey, Dad, turn your head. Turn your head.
Hey, did you cut up that shirt? That looks kind of cool. You added a little Mississippi flair to it, did you?
She always cuts it up.
Yeah, I cut my shirts because I like
Whoa,
V-necks and stuff.
hey, pull that down again.
Gotta adjust that
Hold
again.
on. What do we got? Okay. I forgot what yours said. What did yours say?
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
You like holding
Yeah.
a microphone in your hand? Most people like to put it on the stand.
No, I don't. I'm on the road right now, so I'm just trying to make do with my background.
With her surroundings and all.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really
When
rough
would I
for her
care?
right there next to the ocean.
Yes. Whiskey 6, you see my background is a view from Juana's.
Yes, right there. Where's the big playground at? The jungle gym playground and everything. It's over to your left side. Yeah, there, or my left at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a beautiful sunset there. You can look at Pensacola.
Yeah, it sucks.
NAS.
It's terrible here.
It's why is it winter? This sucks. This is not good.
Winter? You don't love the winter time.
Sorry. What does it get down to in where you're at there? About
Because you live in
get some
Texas.
30s, you get some freezing
golfing
rain
the
up
day
in
before
Texas,
Christmas.
right?
What,
Jeff?
me?
No,
You're
talking to
about
Handy J.
Andy J.
I don't know.
Now, what was the question again? What? I'm
Uh,
sorry. I was looking
I was
at-
asking you. Well, I think Chris said something about going golfing in Texas.
Yeah. You could do it, especially today. Maybe even tomorrow. You still have time. And then it's supposed to get like really freaking cold.
You're like what, 30?
Yeah, more like 40.
That's not really cold.
Yeah, it is for Texas.
Okay. Well, yeah, they get freezing rain in DFW.
I think this year I think we're overdue for a winter. I think we're going to get a really solid winter this year.
That
I remember
sucks.
winter when I was there. It snowed once. There was 2
Yeah.
inches of snow roughly, and it was gone by
It
noon.
was like in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Late 80s.
1984.
And he was about 38, I think, when that happened in 1972. Yes,
Andy,
Chris.
Andy
Chris.
J?
No, Chris.
No.
Well, Chris is the grayest one here. He has all the gray hair.
That's right. Respect your elders.
He was the original James Bond. What do you expect him to look like?
Sean Connery. Bond. Sean Bond.
Chris is the youngest here.
That's Bond. James Bond.
Hey, okay, so let's get down to it here. Jeff, better known as Handy J in the Mojo 50 Jackhole circles. He's over there on the Daily Mojo I'm assuming, is it just now every day that you can be there at least?
No.
Well, yeah, unless of course I have a paying gig. So if I have a paying gig, I don't show up.
So we know what happens when Handy J gets a job. He's out.
Well,
Capitalism, bitch.
That's right.
I do radio for a living, and actually, when the gig comes up, when it's in the morning, like I'll fill in tomorrow, as a matter of fact, tomorrow and Tuesday, I'll be doing a morning show somewhere else. So it's like, okay, well, this is a paying gig. Brad, you're on your own. So that's pretty much the way that plays out. If I'm not there, chances are I'm on the radio. It's just not going to be with Brad.
I might have to tune in.
Oh,
I can't tell you where I'm going to be.
I know.
Hey,
and that's
sorry,
okay.
I don't want to ask you any personal questions, but I'm going to anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I'm going to ask, speaking of paying gigs, are you still a counselor?
Once you're a counselor, you never really stop.
Well, I mean, it's like, do you have like a practice?
I'm not hanging a shingle anywhere. No.
Oh, okay.
Right. Why, do you have a problem?
Practice makes perfect.
Well, we can talk
I'm
about
her
that.
problem. I'm a lot of
this
people.
2-hour show isn't long enough.
Tell me more about your childhood.
Tell me about your mother.
I like what you did there. Trying to turn it around. That's really sweet. So what do you think? You were underfathered as a kid? Is that what happened here?
Did your mom hug you enough?
Oh.
How much touch did you get?
She
as a
hugged me
baby?
too much. Whoa, sorry. Anyway.
Find the bell. Where's my cowbell? Damn it.
See, look, Melissa, you're not the only one who didn't bring one.
I know.
Oh, can you believe this?
I can't be.
Handy J forgot his cowbell? Oh, my goodness. Leprechaun is going to be so disappointed in you.
No, he won't. No, he'll be quite happy.
You know what? Actually, I think I have an app. Hold on. Let's see if I
There.
have
Oh no, no.
God.
There he goes. He's got an app for that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you get that app from Cal? Was it on Cal's app of the week?
Cal's app of the week. Yeah.
You know, Melissa, it's funny how you had asked him if he was still a counselor, and it actually makes me think that you're getting closer. You are, Melissa.
Yeah.
But I still think you're there. It's just that mindset.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking for pointers.
What does that mean?
I'm in graduate school to be a therapist. I'm in my second semester.
Jeff, I need some real answers from you here. All right. Serious stuff right here.
Okay.
What is the word about us
There
moving
isn't.
around Mojo?
What?
I don't know.
Wait, what? What's the word of
About us? I mean, like, are we looked upon like black sheep, or I mean, come on.
who cares?
You've heard the
you guys
voicemails,
missed it.
right?
Oh,
They
man, you
speak
guys
for
have gotten
themselves.
a memo. Oh.
No, we didn't get the memo.
See, this is our last show, guys.
Yeah, y'all didn't really know why I was here. You thought you were inviting me, but I actually brought papers for each and every one of y'all.
He tricked me.
Yeah.
He doubles as Mojo 50 HR, just so you know, I guess.
Well, and he's also that detective guy with that hat on. So
Right? Well, yeah, I couldn't find the glasses.
No, I thought he was just the private dick.
Oh, he's the guest, but he's also here to perform an HR inspection of our show. And
I'm sure he's very private.
What's he inspecting?
Not really. No.
Yeah. Now,
Mississippi, how much more schooling do you have?
A couple of more semesters. It depends on how much my GI Bill is going to cover.
Okay.
But I'm only in second semester. One thing I want to talk about, maybe we can do this offline if you're available, but I am in multicultural ethnocentric sensitivity class right now, and it is driving me up the wall.
It's $75 an hour, Melissa.
So
Sorry.
many words.
No. I'm interested.
No, I had to apologize. Because the majority of it's online, I had to apologize and recognize my white privilege and apologize for it, recognize it, and try to figure out my locus of control, my locus of responsibility. And I don't know, it was weird.
Wow.
I didn't know when you went through school if you had to do that. And for
No, we had that crap at all. That didn't even exist back in my day. No.
Yeah, they were still chiseling out papers on rocks and stuff when
No, they were still stealing the Indians' land.
Hey, can we circle back around to lug nuts over here for a second?
Yeah, go right ahead there. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get at him there, Jeff.
You're fired. Okay?
He doesn't even work here. He's just a vagrant. He just slid in through the back door and
I know what the word is.
sorry.
Oh, hey, ding ding.
Donald Trump, is that you?
What'd you say, Chris?
I said, Donald Trump, is that you?
I thought you said saddle tramp. I'm like, wait, do we have a caller? What the?
Oh, hell yeah. The meat man.
Okay. All right. Well, so Jeff, you're in radio. You've been in radio for obviously a number of years. You're
Decade, yeah.
yeah. And so now, are you doing this at the same time as your counselor or the rapist therapist gig, or I mean, is it separate, or how is it? How's that go?
I can't wait to have you come in my office.
Look, if you're going to use the paddle, make sure it has holes in it.
That's why you're not a counselor anymore. Too many people came in your office.
Too many guys like it, I'm sure. Oh, sorry.
I mean, let me bust on Mississippi just for a second, because
Yeah, get at it.
How long you've been in school is because it's notorious for people who go into therapy classes to start thinking that they know what the hell they're talking about with very little schooling. And all of a sudden they can fix the world thinking, oh, hey, I read this book. Oh, I took this class. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, I can fix you. I can help you. But yet you really don't have any true life experience as far as application to what you've been taught. So I would just encourage you to keep on being you. Keep on just smile, everybody. Smile. Was that a little too hard?
No.
I appreciate that. And Ask Whiskey, I appreciate any kind of feedback or criticisms that I get, because I thought I knew more before I started school. I used to give all the unsolicited advice, like, you need no. And being in school, and especially during first course, it's very humbling. And there's a lot of self-examinations, not just, this, but there's a lot of this. And it's really been humbling for me already. And I will admit, I know nothing. I'm here to learn.
That's interesting, because I self-examine daily.
And you should. Those
I think they call it tapping.
Yeah.
No, actually, really, I had a professor pull me off to the side because I was answering every question he asked, right? Because I wanted to be the smart kid in the class. And he was like, hey, look, it's really great that you're enthusiastic, but you really need to realize you don't know shit. And I was like, whoa. I mean, because, those were his words. And I was like, wow, okay, well, thank you. He said, just sit back, take it in, reel it in a little bit, and just experience you. And then find out why it is that you need to talk so much, or why you feel like you have to answer all the questions, or why you think you need to fix people. Because if that's why you're here,
bam,
you are not going to make it. You will burn out. You'll commit suicide, or you'll wind up in radio.
Let me ask you this then. When they say that, there's that.
Or you'll wind up in radio. It just flew over everybody's head.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm concentrating on the reason why you're there. And, when he said, if you think you're going to fix people, okay, I understand the concept, but
you can't get the Jesus complex.
No, but I mean, is there a normal reason why someone goes into this field? I mean, what's their in their heart? What's their reason?
Normal is so subjective. Like, would you rather go to a counselor or therapist that has led a charmed life, or would you rather go see a counselor or therapist that's been through
had it rough,
that's been through the mud and had to pull himself up?
Yes.
I kind of think that's a little bit of a misnomer because if you go to a doctor because you need to have brain surgery done, does that doctor need to have had their brain operated on?
No.
Trust them? Then why do you have to apply the same thing towards a counselor?
I don't have to. I would just prefer that they have life experience.
For the empathy. For the empathy, you're not gonna talk to your brain surgeon. You're gonna talk to a nurse. Medical doctors treat patients like mechanics treat transmissions. You're an experiment. That's why nurses are essential in the medical field because they are the heart and they are the soul of the profession. Doctors are more scientific. They're more mechanical. They're more about science than they are about caring about the outcome.
I don't know any empathetic nurses.
Not.
No, I'm being serious.
This isn't a blanket statement. This is being hypothetical. My best friend's a hospice nurse, so one of my best friends. Anyway, but I think when it comes to like talk therapy or the mental health profession, it's with talking with somebody, you have to talk extensively and you have to be raw and you have to establish trust and all that other stuff. And I think it's just easier if you don't believe somebody came from, someone was a Stepford wife or lived a charmed life that has actually known what it's been like to overcome challenges personally. But what do I know?
Have you been drinking?
I hope so.
Today, yes.
Because that was really wordy, and I only understood about half of what you said.
SMW.
So many words. You lost me when you went and then started talking.
It happens. That's what all the men in my life say. I'm only here to break up the sausage party. So go ahead.
Jeff, I think but that raises an important question. What you said about the brain surgeon, and absolutely not. I want that guy to be totally educated. Obviously, he doesn't have to have had a frontal lobotomy or anything to know what he's doing.
I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Okay. Ben Carson, I'm hoping he's never had brain surgery because I want that fully intact in order to do his work professionally. But I don't, and obviously I'm talking out my butt here because I don't know, but it just seems to me that it would be beneficial if a professional would have that extra insight, not a different one, but they get their, you guys have had your professional skill or your schooling and your all that. Does it make a difference on how you view things when you have a patient? If you've been dragged through the mud in your life or, just had more life experience as opposed to not?
Okay. Now, see, we're really going to be talking about skills here because not all doctors are good doctors.
Absolutely. I know a couple of C students.
Okay. Not all counselors are good counselors.
I definitely agree with that.
In recovery or you've never done a drug in the day of your life. Okay. That part's just kind of one of those things where where's your skill level at? I think what we're talking about here is we're talking about from a client standpoint, they want to feel as if the person they're talking to can relate to what they're saying. My objection to that is that that's not why you're here. You're not here to relate to me. You're here because you've got a problem.
Right.
Okay. You want relatability, go do a 12-step group. You want to be going bowling with other recovering alcoholics, by all means, feel free to do so. That's not why we're here. That's not why I'm here. That's not why you're here. And that's not why I'm charging you. My job here is to be able to help dig out some issues that are in you that cause you to think that the only way you can fit in is by having some type of drug and or outside influence to make you feel like you're whole. Now, the fact that I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic, that just happens to be a side note. But that has nothing to do with my ability or inability.
Meow.
That's a cat.
I love this.
Handy J's pussy just needed to get under the action a little.
Oh my goodness! Whoa, Rusty's gonna get his up on the table here in a minute.
It's because it's National Black Cat Day.
Yep, there you go. I did my part. I mean, listen, I get it. Now, Mississippi, honestly, you've got a great point, and I think that for some people, I don't need to disclose to my client, "Hey, look, here's my drug history." Here's
no. I'm not saying that you would disclose it for
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Please.
But just be in a place to be a little bit more empathetic, because you could get like, no, of course you can, but you know, you could have like some psychologists or some therapists, and they just and that's, you know, great. They want to do something altruistic in their life, and they go through the graduate program and they become a therapist, but it's very hard for them to relate to I don't know, hard times. And they'll probably learn through experience, but no, I would never feel, you know, that I would have to disclose my past or anything. It has nothing to do with the client. It would have more to do with me as a therapist to have empathy for the client.
Okay. So with that school of thought, you've got somebody who's going into counseling, they're doing their studies, they're doing their degrees, and they're starting to think, okay, wait a second, I think I really want to focus in on chemical dependency. So I've never done a drug in my life. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out and start doing some cocaine, maybe shoot a couple of bumps of heroin, maybe smoke a little crack, slap a couple of bitches, have some fun, do that for a little while. So this way I can be more empathetic towards the next client that walks into my door. I'm going off of your school of thought.
That's a good point.
No, but within that school of thought, if I had a client that had a chemical dependency like that, I would refer them out.
You would refer them out?
I would, before I would go do coke and needles and all that stuff, if I couldn't understand it and I felt like they were better served elsewhere, like if my counseling wasn't going to serve them well and I couldn't provide them with something, I would refer them out to, that's not my specialty. I'm going for marriage and family therapy. I'm not going for drug. I had to go through the drug and alcohol, you know, for my degree, but right. that's not my bailiwick. That's not what my specialty. So
your bailiwick?
if but if
I don't know what that means.
Like it's a modality. It's a way of being able to do things.
Gotcha.
But Mississippi, if I may, real quickly, you said you're going into marriage and family counseling. Is that right?
I'm going where?
Marriage and family counseling.
You're specializing in marriage and family counseling?
Yes. Yeah, MFT, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guarantee you are going to be encountering a ton, and I mean a ton, of alcoholism and a ton of drug abuse issues.
I mean,
I'm just letting you know, it's all hand in hand. I mean, they all they intersect somewhere because that's the way the enemy works.
Well,
everything that we do is on a spiritual level, and I know this is maybe getting kind of deep or whatever. If you guys don't want to go here, then let me know.
No, I like it.
But I really think that everything that we're doing is some type of either for the glory of God or it's an attack from the enemy. And that's why we need people like us, me and Mississippi and Whiskey Six and everybody else. I mean, even Lug Nuts. Even though he just got fired and he's still here, he can still
look, I was just going to say that, as far as the alcohol abuse, Melissa's got that covered. I mean, I
think she's drinking fruit juice or Rusty. Sorry.
No.
So Rusty Lugnuts is going to be at my house next week.
Yeah.
I think she's serving him bread and water the whole time he's there.
So Slightly Venomous Kirk just said that what Mississippi is trying to tell me is that there's a difference between book knowledge and life experience. And I agree, there is a difference. But what I'm also trying to express is the fact that because I may not have life experience, because I may not have life experience doesn't mean that my training cannot allow me to help somebody else.
We should all feel very...
I don't have to have breast cancer to be able to console somebody who's dealing with breast cancer.
Right. And we should all feel very ashamed that our guest is reading from the MeWe page while we're sitting here.
Oh, no. He's doing his job.
That was a tweet.
He's a good guest.
I'm curious.
I know.
I'm just so listening to what he has to say, and I don't.
He's
I-
just so used to
mesmerized.
carrying the Daily Mojo that he just picks right
carries
up.
us as well.
He does.
New Times slot after tonight's show, so I figured, what the hell, might as well get used to it.
Rusty, it's okay. You're still fired, but we kind of need you to come back and read the newbie when Jeff's not here. So just next week, just show up. It's okay.
Expect the same rate of pay. You'll be good.
Yes. Well, I'll give him a raise. I'll give him 100% raise.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
no.
Cows said whiskey likes it when Handy J goes deep.
You damn right I do.
See, I read. I know,
See,
I
there it
read.
is. Well,
What else you guys want to talk about?
actually, I
Yeah.
We're
What-
going to go into a break.
yeah. See, look, he's watching the clock. He's reading the MeWe's. He's
Holy
on it, baby.
Hey, we
This
need
guy's
like
a professional. Can you tell us how to do that?
He just did.
Oh, okay.
I just showed you.
Oh yeah.
He just showed us a half hour's worth. What? I mean, you guys didn't take
Whiskey.
notes.
Put him on the payroll. Whiskey. Put
I-
him on the payroll.
All right, hold on.
In the HR.
0. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's out loud. All right, guys. You know what to do. This is off track. I'm gonna go fill it. I'm gonna go put something else in there. Yeah, it's getting a little low. I shall return. Stick around for off track. And I'm really going to fill my drink, so you guys got the bonus.
All right, 4 minutes. Rusty, entertain these people. I got to smoke.
Love that root beer.
Uh,
I might bring in Rusty with an I, one of Rusty's biggest fans.
yeah.
Besides Hot Rocky with an I.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about.
You got you have a large base, Rusty. Ding 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 ding.
that. That's what she said.
Wow.
Just saying.
I know.
Anyway. So
I'm gonna see if she wants to talk.
Hey,
I'll have to take my headphones off.
Melissa
Yeah.
said,
we're good, right? You and me, we're still tight. I'm just razzing
Yeah.
you. Okay.
I love it. You have no idea. I love it.
I'm telling you, girl, really, here's the thing. I wish I had somebody like me when I was going through school to really kind of bust my balls and not, you know what I mean? Because what
Yeah.
we think we're preparing for, it's not it. It's different. You know, I mean, yeah, schooling is great. The training is fantastic and everything, but when you really walk into it, it's different. I don't know how else to put it, you know?
I don't. I got my first residency, I think, in April. I guess that's when the first time I see people. So I'm really looking forward to it. But you know, even in my second semester now, a lot of my overview of what a therapist is has changed. And I wanted to get in touch with you earlier, but I keep going through all of these cakes. Now I'm in the ethics class, so you can't. I'm just
love
like making sure I talk to the right people, and then I have to interview
Oh,
counselors and.
so
Wasn't she just talking?
Kirk,
Are you joining?
Kirk's TJ said that I'm too quiet. I cut it up a little bit. Is that better?
No, I think she's saying you're not talking much.
Oh. Well,
Actually,
I mean, I can't. What? I don't know what to freaking
anything
say.
you want to say.
We're kind of a shadow, guys.
All right, let me try to.
Look,
take
you
a
just
look at this.
Jeff, you
Okay.
just go to the other side of the room and let Tress sit there so that we can see her.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you got fired, and you're still trying to move in on his woman.
Right?
No, I'm not trying to do.
Do I have
anything.
an echo without my earbuds?
It's
don't
not
hear
what
anything.
you hear; it's what the recording hears.
Oh,
That would be Chris's call, right?
And up close is what's better.
There you go.
All right, so we're going to talk about their
Of course,
thing with the thing.
their
I'm gonna
thing.
go get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get Rusty with an eye.
Oh,
All right, we got a minute, I think.
okay.
Rusty Lugnuts has become Stapler Guy.
I've become what?
The stapler guy from The Office, or not The Office, Office Space.
Office Space. Who said that?
I'm a stapler.
That was Kirk. Kirk did sweat you very much, Jackal.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What are you doing? What are you climbing around in there? Are you on the bed?
Less than a minute, lady.
I had to set up for my environment.
She's on vacation, so she's. Oh, here we go again. Coming in hot, guys. 10 seconds.
5 seconds.
Welcome in, or welcome back, that is, to Off Track, right here on this beautiful Sunday. Look at that, we have more bonus material than the bonus material that we just left you with. We've got, of course, joining us from the last side, there, Mr. Hot Handy with a J, and he has someone very special to look at her laughing. Jeff, are you blushing?
No, not at all.
I can't tell. that would be a yes for all the folks out there in listener land.
Real good.
Oh, and then
I never hear him blush on the morning show.
That might have been the first time he's heard his new name, though.
Yeah, that's my new name I gave him. When Jeff, when I got to tell you, when we were texting or on Messenger the other day on Twitter, and you said what topic, and you said you were a hot topic, I go, oh, there it is right there. He is now Hot Handy with a J.
There you go.
There it is.
Thank
I mean,
you.
do you know where you come up with the one Handy J?
Actually, one of you guys came up with it. I can't remember exactly who did it, but
Yeah, it was us. It might have been Melissa.
It was me. Remember, I was interrogating you on the disappearance of Lusty Jillhole, and I said, your name is no longer Handicap Jeff. It's Handy J.
Okay. Well, so there you go.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
You are evolving to Hot Handy with a J.
Sorry.
So, Jeff, who do you have with you there? Who's that nice young lady you have behind you?
My beautiful bride, Tress, has decided to be able to come in here and hang out with us and make sure, I guess I'm really kind of telling you guys the truth. I'm not really sure.
Wow.
Really, listen, I'm going to tell you something. She really is my better half. I mean,
that's awesome.
He's
bragging, and we can definitely tell.
But when it comes down to it, she's got it down pat. So
yeah. Some things go without saying. She's totally your better half.
So, Jeff, is it tough living with the visually impaired?
Oh my!
I mean, does she use
Rusty? You're really building the points up.
Didn't you already get fired once?
Yeah, it's so funny because I have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with our program director for Mojo 50.
Rusty, you better get out. We need to save the rest of the show.
It'll be a lot of fun.
We'll slide you in the back door again next week. How's that?
Whoa, hey.
Not again.
So, okay, and of course,
I ran out of Kleenex the last time.
Making the double appearance here 2 weeks in a row. We've got, well, over there in Navarre, Florida, sitting across the street from Juana's, is Rusty with an I. How are you?
Fabulous.
All that.
Having a good time.
Fabulous. What a workup that was.
I love that shirt.
Beach Week 82. Yeah, Beach Week 82. She's in love with the Lugnuts guy, so if Rusty gets fired, she's leaving too. Just saying. You're out of here, lady. You got to go. You and the nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jeff,
Salute.
Yeah, I don't know. Air Force salute. Ron, I think Rondo Calrissian Phillips.
Ron, who?
Phil Randerson.
Philip Rondolfio.
I know. We can just call him Handy J since he's the other guy behind the glass.
Producer.
Yeah, there's that.
He doesn't have any
so-
eyes, though.
Thank goodness. Well,
Okay, so
So
let's
bad.
we want to talk to Jeff and his.
Yeah,
go ahead, Rusty. Sorry.
right. So you guys have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
It's really more of a video blog than a podcast. I mean, podcast. When you say podcast,
Blog.
usually it's just it's an audio type of show. Ours is really set up to be seen on a video format. Then we get a lot of.
And what is it rated?
I would say PG.
PG.
There's no F bombs. There's no.
Okay.
Kind of like the Mojo.
All their clothes are on then.
And we have a couple of rules that we follow as far as what Mojo's set up, and but for the most part, we really, we try to keep it as clean as possible because we're looking for as many sponsors as we can
I
get.
do too.
I don't know any.
Yeah,
And if you find some, send them our way too.
it's a fun show.
Find some
I talk about
soap
the political
companies.
side of stuff. My wife likes to be able to talk about the spiritual side of stuff, so we try to bring the two together, and it's really a great combination. I mean, because when you look at things as to what's going on here on planet Earth, a lot of it, of course, is revolving around the political world. But when you look deeper, what's really going on behind the scenes? And that's where my lovely bride comes in and helps kind of break it down.
I really want to listen to this, and I didn't. We had some interference or something there. Jeff, what did you say? Your side was usually talking about?
I'm usually on the political side.
Oh, okay. And so we got the political. Okay, so I'm highly interested in this, and I think anyone who listens
Can you
to this
say the name of it?
show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called the Jeff and Tress Show.
Well, that's
Okay.
original.
Sorry, Whiskey.
And it's jeffandtress.com, right?
JeffandTressShow.com.
Show. There you go. Show.
gotta say
Okay,
it at least 3 times.
jeffandtressshow.com.
We
Really
brainstormed the
Well,
name.
I'll say the tongue twister a couple times throughout the maybe.
She's trying to talk, people. Go ahead, Tress.
We brainstormed the name of this show for like a month, and we came up with like 4 pages of stupidity. And what we came up with, church coffee sucks.
Yeah, we came up with I mean, we
That's awesome.
Church coffee does suck.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That would look awesome on a T-shirt.
It does. That would be seriously. Make a T-shirt, sell them.
Right.
Trust me, I'm all about selling stuff, so we're good.
I've gathered.
Yeah.
Well, he.
Still waiting for my
Great.
stickers.
Nice.
Yeah. And the shirt. Yeah, Melissa got a shirt. Okay, so anybody who listens to this show or the other show that Melissa and I, Kirk and Megan do, Life in Progress, know that I've really just had it with politics. But my mind still operates that way. You know, any subject, anything I watch on television, my mind goes, "Oh, I don't like this," because it's just they're just pushing one side or the other. Okay, but when you get into the spiritual side, I also say, why do people think the way they do? And it's not always just spiritual. I shouldn't say that, but I want to know why people think the way they do when they think about politics. Or I know these words aren't coming out the way my mind is thinking them. Melissa, you don't really know what I'm saying, don't you? Because we've had these conversations.
Save him, Melissa. Save him.
She's my mouth sometimes. That's not. Never mind.
So why do people have certain political views that they do? Why do people have certain values that they do? And I believe it's a product of their environment. It's a product of how they were brought up. It's cultural, it's media, and it depends on what social media. And I'm not even, when I say social media, I'm not just talking about, the Facebooks and the Twitters and stuff. I'm talking about what you see on TV. And it depends on how strong your brain is and if your brain wants to challenge things or your brain wants to accept things. And
whoa, you really went deep.
Asking the certain questions. I know. I'm sorry, Jeff Tress. Did you ever hear our other podcast, Life in Progress? When we
no, he would probably be yelling at us if he did.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, I know.
Well,
It's just a bunch of opinions.
Unlike the host of the show here, before I join a show, I like to do my research and actually find out who it is I'm joining. So yeah, I've checked out your Life in Progress show. I've checked out this show a couple of times as well. Yeah, outside of the fact, Whiskey, you said, hey, let's have Jeff on the show and let's talk about something I don't know anything about.
But what was that? Like show prep? What's that you said?
Okay.
We don't do
prep.
that
Shut
here.
your dirty whore mouth.
Whoa,
Everything
damn.
to add to what Mississippi was saying is that, but some people take their political views sadly out of ignorance. They just go with the flow of the charismatic. And because, that sounds good, I'm going to go with that.
Path of least
It's a
resistance.
feel-good view.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the spiritual as well. I mean, you get a charismatic preacher on the TV, and next thing you know, boom, this guy knows everything. My biggest thing in all of this, our show isn't, we're not politically correct, nor are we spiritually correct. We're just two people who was like, let's do something about this. Let's have some fun along the way. So really, that's the gist of our show is while we're talking politics, we're trying to have some fun. While we're talking religion, we're trying to have some fun. We're trying to make it palatable to where the person who doesn't really like it one way or the other is like, I can stick around for a little while and check this out. That's really the goal behind this. It's not meant to have you believe one way or the other.
Right.
I believe you're allowed to believe any way you want to. We don't have
It's
to
a conversation.
Yeah, but by golly, we can still be friends. We can go out to dinner and everything else. Have a good time. I mean, that's what this world's all about.
Thank you for asking. I thought you never asked.
Yeah, like steak.
I
I
really
thought you
did
never
think-
asked.
When we go out to dinner.
Oh, I see what you did there. No.
I
Dang
mean,
it.
the three of
Well,
us.
we're definitely have to check this out.
Four of
And
us
you
are
say it's
friends.
visual, so where? Okay, are you
Ocho
putting
coming?
video out on your website, or are you posting video to
Oh,
somewhere
yeah.
else?
No, man, we're just doing it to our website right now. It's just jeffandtressshow.com. We're trying to keep it really simple because the reality is that we both have other jobs. And in order to really support this as far as a full-fledged, listen, we're just here to have a little bit of fun. If you want to join us, do it. If you don't, that's totally cool. We're
See,
still
and
going to be doing what we do regardless.
I really like the concept of this show because what you're saying is you're not trying to pull someone in one direction or another for either politics or religion. And I think it's nice just to have a conversation.
Right.
And it could be of both
Hot
mindsets.
Rocky with an eye just said it's a conversation you have with friends. Sorry.
Wow.
No, I was just reading the MeWe's. Hot Rocky with an eye said that Life in Progress is a conversation you have with friends.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I think this is what Jeff and Tress maybe that's what they're trying to do, and I really like it. I mean, because I'm checking this out right now.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, man, I appreciate your feedback. If you like it, great. If you'd like to be able to see something different about it, run it by me. Let's see what we can do.
What if we don't? What if we don't like it?
Well,
Move
it doesn't
on.
matter. You're fired.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think you're on Off Track's new HR department as well, so you're hired, Jeff.
Wait a minute.
Write this down
Jeff
so
and
don't
Tress
forget
are
Rusty's fired.
Jeff's
Right.
been hired to run.
Give Jeff a
run
bonus.
Off-track HR, and for the same amazing salary that
All
we
right,
used to pay
so-
Rusty.
All right, so we got all the pushing your website and crap out. So let's move on to some other stuff here. So I threw
what?
out the idea earlier about maybe some life skills that everybody should have. And y'all threw out some things that was completely different than where I was going with it. But I think Melissa said manners.
That might say something, Rusty.
Yeah, I know it might be.
That you just weren't on track with everyone else's society. I don't know.
I think Rusty with an eye might want to weigh on this too. Here, hold the mic.
Yeah.
I know where he's going.
Where's he going?
Well,
Go for it.
Melissa said manners. When I think of skills, I don't, and I guess maybe I'm wrong for not thinking this way. I wasn't thinking like personable skills. I'm thinking like things that will I don't know, save you money.
Oh, wait.
Say
But
the
that's
subject. The
It's the whole-
subject. Ask the question.
a whole nother.
And what is the question? I mean, because I think what we're doing here is we're jumping ahead a little bit because I think Rusty Lugnuts had a great question. And that is what, Rusty?
life skills that you should have, that you should use.
For everybody?
Millennials, but I mean, not really just
Consideration.
millennials.
I think really for all children. You're raising a kid. What kind of life skills do you think they should have?
Yes. Yeah. There you go. My words don't come out like I want them.
I think you're doing great.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. Let it out.
I think it's
Sometimes
more
we don't
along
like
the
to
lines
listen
of
to you. We just like to look at you.
yeah, well, whatever. Like the ability to change a tire. The ability to drive a stick shift. The ability to write a check. Do millennials even know how to write a check?
What is a check?
It's still used.
Well, it depends on where you're at. It is still used.
But it could be metaphorical.
Well, let's go down the line. When was the last time you wrote a check? Whiskey, when was the last time you wrote a check?
It's been years.
Okay. I actually had to write a check the other day because we had to pay the IRS. And so we wrote a check. It was crazy. And it was like, wow, we actually had to go to the bank, ask for a check to turn around. And it's been that long since we've written a check. We don't have a checkbook or anything like that. It's not one of those things where we pass it down to our children because it's like, hey, here's an ATM card. Just don't overdraft yourself because I'm not bailing you out.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, here in Alabama, we're 20 years behind everybody else. So there's still a lot of check writing that goes on.
That explains your sunglasses.
You see, Rusty, when I thought you were, when you said earlier, when you asked the question to us before the show, when you said life skills, honestly, I didn't realize that that's what you were talking about. I assumed, on my own fault, that you were referring to life skills as like communications and dealing with getting through problems with people or
Being an adult.
Being an adult, right? Just dealing with things, having to work through your issues, a little introspection, and that to me is part of life skills as well. Just we weren't on the same track, I guess.
Yeah, we weren't on the same track, but you're right. Manners are. I mean, Melissa said manners, and that's true. I notice. Is it wrong to think that being rude to people is not something that you should take lightly?
No, that's all part of it.
I see, if I see an older person who's not getting along, not walking very fast, going towards a door into a store, I'm going to hold the door for that person. But I have seen 20-somethings and younger just walk right past them, yank the door open, run in, and it's just like slamming in their face. And the people have to, they have to slow down even further and try to open the door and get in. And so, yeah, I guess that would also be. Is that a life skill? No,
I think that's how you're raised.
But I think changing a tire is a metaphor, though. You can change a tire. You can be considerate, learn to be self-sufficient. I mean, there are so many things that changing a tire makes you learn to do in life. It's not just changing the tire. It's learning to do for yourself and do for others. It's not about just changing the tire in the car.
That was deep.
Yeah, that was wow. I'm gonna have to fix a drink on that one. Jeez.
Did she?
I'm wearing the hat.
Oh boy.
What do you think, Jeff? Tress? Let's hear what Tress has to say.
Well, forgive me, but I kind of came in on the end of your conversation. I had to
she missed the question.
say goodbye to going off of what was said. I mean,
Millennial life
how
skills.
you raise your kids. You raise your kids to respect their elders, to just respect other people in general, and to lend a helping hand where a helping hand looks to be needed. And, just on the learning to change a tire, I told my kids, you can't learn to drive until you learn how to change a tire. Learn the basics first. And so.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I had my kid filling up a gas tank every time I would stop and I had a kid in the car. I'd be like, okay, well, guess what? You get to get out You get to use the credit card. You're going to use the machine. You're going to punch in the number. You're going to, fill up the gas, and you're going to close it back up. You're going to get the receipt, and you're going to do everything. I mean, that's a life skill, and it's kind of like anything and everything. I mean, it's our responsibility. I think really the issue here, Rusty, is that I think parents have really done a disservice with our kids. They're letting the TV raise the kids. They're letting the internet raise the kids. They're doing everything they can. And it's like, oh yeah, I had a kid. Okay, well here's a smartphone. Now go take care of yourself, or entertain yourself, or amuse yourself because I've got other stuff to do. Versus realizing you now have a new responsibility. It's called kid, and it's called you're being a parent. I mean, welcome to Parenting 101. A lot of parents suck. That's what it boils down to.
I think too many parents are busy trying to be their children's friend instead of being their parent.
Thank you. You're saying, okay, so you had mentioned technology, I think, and you talked children and letting the TV or the games or anything raise your kids. That is so huge. And to me, it used to be you're grounded, go to your room. No, now it's like you're grounded, get your ass outside and go play. Or it's like go do something, get out of this house, or go help your dad. Dad, get your son, make him help you do something. Mom, even the boys, show them around the kitchen a little bit. Do something. Look, I'm guilty too. I'm not saying I'm perfect. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Lincoln makes pancakes from scratch with flour, butter, sugar. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can I come
Dads, take your kid outside, teach them how to do something. Moms, take your kid around the kitchen. That's very gender triggering.
But in all of that, I believe in doing all that. And look, this is where I'm just full disclosure. I need to get a lot better than that myself. So I'm calling myself out here as well. But to just spend time with them doing everyday things, I believe builds life skills. And actually the other day, my wife sent me a picture of my son, through the glass. She's in the vehicle and everything. Sends me a picture of my son in the convenience store getting something at the counter. He's 11. That's kind of a big deal because we've had issues trying to get him to just talk to people, interact with anyone other than family. So that's a little milestone. So we're like, okay, that's good. We're getting somewhere with this, but I think technology is not making us smarter. It's making us be lazy with our brains, and it's shutting our brains down.
Yeah. I know.
It used to be if they broke it, they had to fix it. Now they just break it and replace it.
Listen,
and expect it to be replaced right now.
Well, that's an interesting point that you just brought up, because there was one day where my son got mad at Tress and he got really hot. He's 15 years of age. So he decided to go up to his bedroom, put a hole in the wall. I'm like, okay, cool. Teaching moment. Let some time go by. Went up to Home Depot, taught him how to buy some mud, taught him how to buy some tape, and taught his ass how to fix a hole.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And then we talked about the process as to why you got angry. What were you afraid of? What was really going on inside of you? But we did it while doing something practical as far as teaching him how to repair your damage. Because it's not just a hole.
And he's lucky.
Right. It's a hole in his heart. We got to fix a hole in your heart.
He's lucky it wasn't horsehair plaster. That'll break your hand.
Oh, there's that. Jeff, you just said something else. Go ahead, Melissa.
Are any of you guys familiar with that book, Free Range Parenting? I mean, Free Range Kids. Free Range Kids and it was written by that woman who let her.
Oh yes.
In Manhattan take up.
I said, oh yeah, what's her face?
Lenore Skenazy.
I don't know.
He's clueless.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's being snarky.
She lives in Manhattan and let her 9-year-old use the subway to go home by himself because he really wanted to. Like, mom went, no phone, no cell phone, no communication, but she trusted him enough to take the subway and a bus home. And the police were called on her. It was like 4 years ago. She did the whole tour of all of the networks. and they all chided her for it. Nobody praised her for it or nothing. They said she was a very bad mom, abusive mom. They tried to send her to jail and stuff. But I read her book. They tried to take her kid away. Her book is called Free Range Kids, and I encourage it, especially. And it helped me because I was a psycho mom, especially being the only child mom.
Well, there it is, folks. Don't go anywhere. Be right back with more Handy J, Miss Tress, Rusty with an I, and the rest of that crew. You guys know who they are. So, hey, stick around. We'll be right back. Off track. When we come back,
2 minutes.
Yeah, when we come,
Don't tell me what to do.
I was gonna say, I think at least Jeff, most of us here probably know how long it is. Anyway, I think Jeff's done this once or twice. I want to. You had mentioned when your son, I believe, got angry, and you talked about fear. I'd just like to get your take on that when we come back, because I think you correlate. You know, afraid of what you don't know, and anger and all that, and right. So yeah, when we come back, I want you to. We'll go down that street.
We're gonna call our number one fan.
Oh, thank you. See, I knew I'd forget. Yeah, after we talk about fear and anger, absolutely. That guy, yeah, he's a super nice guy.
He really is.
He's probably listening to us talk about him right now.
Oh,
I would imagine.
Don't tell us who it is, Melissa.
See, look at that. I didn't even let the cat out of the bag.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. It's okay. Bonus material. Okay, so I want to make sure I got the spelling of your website down correctly. It's like TRESS and then SHOW. So it's 3 S's. Okay.
Right. So it'd be 3 S's, yeah.
Right on. Perfect. I got it written down. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you really.
Are you guys on?
That, didn't you? You really thought about that, didn't you? Just saying.
What's wrong, Rusty?
Poor Rusty.
Hey, Rusty. I got it written down right there.
Jeff and
Shut your dirty mouth. All right, coming back.
Damn, that was quick.
Quick 2 minutes. That's what she said. Look at that, we're all headbanging over here this evening. Woo! As if we only had hair, it'd be great, wouldn't it? I get a little whiplash going. Getting old. Crick in the neck. Hey, on the other side of the break there, Jeff had mentioned with his son some anger and some fear, and he triggered something in my mind. And in my eyes, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm asking this, maybe it's in a form of a statement, but is a lot of the things we get angry about, do they come from fear of the unknown maybe, or what?
Yeah, I mean, to me, here's the thing. I think really God created us really simple. He created us in his image, right? I think we've got two core emotions. I think we've got fear and we've got love. I think everything else is a derivative of those two emotions. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that want to argue that, and that's fine. Let them argue. But if you look at every emotion as far as anger, stress, frustration, everything else that has some type of anxiousness along with it, the core of that's going to be fear.
Yes.
The challenge is that because we're not taught how to properly address a fear or to recognize a fear, we act out, and we call it anger. We call it I'm justified. I'm rationalized. I'm whatever. If you really address the core fear when it happens, you can do away with so much of those exterior emotions that take place.
For example, let's talk about frustration, because Jeff and I have had plenty of frustration within our marriage. But one of the things I learned early on, and this was a real growth thing for me, is that a lot of my frustration was based in the fear that, his behavior is not going to change. he's going to keep on doing what he's doing, and that behavior is not going to change, and that produces anger. And so I had to figure out, I was like, look, I can't change him. I can pray for him, but I need to figure out how to be okay with this behavior so that I don't keep on being, reactional, emotional, and really being a hindrance to our relationship, because that's what that does. And so there has to be some type of acceptance of the behavior that you don't like, that you don't want. I had to figure it out. So, and I did. And that, well, for most behaviors.
I guess my question to this is, and this is a general question, but I think it's suitable. With going along with just putting this all in God's hands and giving it to God, I know there's probably not a formula or a direct, one line answer, but how do you get through this? You had said you have to accept some things and then learn how to deal with others without reacting. And that's a key for me is I need to work on reactions, my own, knee-jerk reactions and the doubts. It's all intertwined, of course, but
I think Rusty has his
Rusty.
hand.
Oh, so sorry, Rusty, go ahead.
So how do you learn to live with an ass?
He's asking because of me, I'm sure.
First of all,
Sorry, go ahead.
First of all, it's learning to recognize what it is that's setting you off before you react. So it's like recognizing it and like, oh no, wait. Or maybe you react to it at first, but then you realize it afterwards and then you back off. A lot of it is really just thought process. As far as the submitting it to God part, for me, it was just like, Lord, I need you to help me with this because I don't know how to do this.
Right.
I don't know how
I need help.
And it's really just trusting him to help you along the process.
Mississippi's about to freak out.
Anyway, that's
Point of personal privilege. He, her, it,
Yes,
they,
Mississippi.
them, canine. Oh, I'd like to stand with the rest of the jackholes and say that we're not that empathetic with Tress. We can't understand how Handy J could be annoying or do anything wrong.
Thank you.
Like, everybody's confused.
What? Thank you.
Everybody's like,
Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that at all.
we're trying to be empathetic. It's just difficult.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. It's okay.
Well, Rusty still thinks she's visually impaired. I don't know what the hell that's all.
She's visually impaired, and
I don't think she's visually impaired. Handy J just tricked her. He's very clever.
Thank you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
he
It's
tricked
the
her.
hat. I promise.
Oh,
It's the hat.
You Bengali, you.
Mhm. Handy J is crafty.
Hey, what can I say?
Oh.
I will tell you this. We've been married 9.5 years, and
Nice.
every day is fun. And I will also tell you this, my worst days with him are better than my best days in my previous life being with my ex-husband.
Oh, you poor woman.
Oh, he's
I just, jeez.
It might be Stockholm syndrome at this point.
I think it is. I really.
Rusty, do you think you're going to wind up being able to get food stamps now that you've been fired? How do you think that's going to work for you?
Rusty, Jeff answers the phone sometimes at the Daily Mojo. You're not on the air anymore.
Here's something I'd like to be able to circle back around, because Whiskey, you brought up a great question, and that is there a one-line answer to your question? And I think there is. The Bible is real clear. It says, take every thought captive before the throne of God.
And it also says,
Okay, where's that at? I want to write this down. What do you know that the
You have
passage
to
is?
look it up. I'm not going to give you the address.
Come
on.
I can look at it and send it to you. I think it's
Get your Bible out and read it.
Google that shit, Whiskey.
Well, damn, Melissa.
Can I
Thank you.
tell you, there's another
Sorry.
place.
Wait, say it again, though.
Okay, take every thought captive. before
Google that shit.
Basically, what it's talking about is you take every thought captive and you give it submission to God. And so it redirects. It didn't say take every feeling. It didn't say take every emotion. What it said is you take every thought. Emotions come after a thought. You first have a thought, then you have an emotional reaction.
Yep.
It happens so quickly. People don't catch it. It's like, oh, I got triggered. Oh, I'm angry. Well, no. What was it that took place? What was that thought process that happened? If you stopped and took a moment to address your own thought process, we wouldn't have to be so damn politically correct.
The trick
Thank
is to
you.
think yourself before you react to the thought.
Okay, I wrote that down.
But then
The thoughts are.
The Bible passage is 2 Corinthians 10:5.
Thank
There you
you.
Thank you.
You mean 2 Corinthians?
You get a raise, Chris, by the way. You get Rusty's pay.
But the other one is that perfect love casts out
Wait.
all fear.
I can buy an extra nothing. Nothing.
Right.
Chris-
Well, you know,
Chris-
we do what we can here at Mojo 50. Give us a break. We're
Chris,
working.
did you?
Thoughts are logical, feelings and emotions are not.
Well, the Bible
Chris,
also
did you-
says emotions can deceive you. So you always have to bring your emotions into check with truth, with what's true. Because I can tell you, if you're
Mhm.
reacting to something, a lot of times your emotion isn't going off of what's true in the situation. So, and by going back to my frustrations with Jeff's behavior that was sending me off, it's like, well, what's the truth here? The truth here is like, is his behavior causing me any pain other than the fear that he's not going to change? No. Okay. Can his behavior, what can I do to fix it on my side? What can I do on my part to address what's not being addressed by him? I just have to think this out so that I can handle and be okay with what he's doing.
That's
It's not
important.
my job to change him. That's God's job.
Chris, I'm sorry. What did you say? 2 Corinthians what?
2 Corinthians 10:5.
10:5?
Yeah,
Thank you.
10:5. It's
Yeah, she
almost
keeps-
like 10:4, good buddy.
She just keeps going back to,
No, it's
to
not.
Jeff's, the way he's acting, and he just must really be an ass. That's the only thing I mean, just really, she keeps going back to that, and I just can't get over. I don't.
Jeff and I might know
She
each
has
other.
circled around to that a couple of times now. I think she's trying to tell
I
us
know.
something.
I
You're not
know.
wrong.
Are you okay? Blink once for
Can I
yes,
just
twice for
ask?
no.
So how did his behavior change as a result of your reaction to his behavior? Because there had to
That's
be
a great question.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is an awesome question.
I'm going to answer this real quickly. When she would needle me or be like, hey, you need to, I'd be like, whoa, know your role and shut your mouth. But when she started approaching me with love, saying, I love you despite you, all of a sudden I was like, oh,
Thank you.
huh.
But
But you
I
know
tell
what?
you-
Maybe I ought to put a little effort into this. Maybe perhaps she might actually
it's
have
like
about
it's like cold water on your own, Jones, whatever.
But I tell you,
So it's all about the approach.
part of me learning to love him through what I considered not desirable behavior was really me simply shutting my mouth and just not saying anything. I mean, my silence, it just being like, because I knew if I opened up my mouth, I would be wrong. So I started off learning to shut my mouth, and then I moved into being like, that's okay. I love you anyway. I'm gonna,
So when you say silence, because silence drives me crazy. Silence to me.
is golden.
No,
Silence
no,
is
no.
golden. Duct
Eh.
tape is silver.
So to me, silence speaks volumes.
sometimes.
When I ask a question and I get nothing, I most of the time know the answer. And I hate it. It drives me crazy because then I start assuming things. A lot of times they may be right, but I might be wrong also. So
No,
I can't-
mostly when you assume things, you're
I-
wrong.
Crazy.
Mostly, you
No,
think
that's
you're
not
thinking
true.
Mostly.
no, we're not stereotyping men right now. Move along.
And talk.
Whoa.
But you guys understand what I'm saying, right? I mean, look,
I
I can
do.
assume something from your silence, but I gotta. Sometimes it's 50-50, but a lot of times it could be a lot. The percentage of what I'm guessing your answer is could be more right than wrong.
Well, you see, you have to take the assumption out. I mean,
You're
we
right.
think about it and process it, but really the key is to have a wider perspective of you could be wrong because you could be
Sure.
wrong. So like sometimes, and I'm using my frustrations with Jeff, but sometimes Jeff just wants to argue. If he gets really mad about something, and I can tell he's just
I have never got that vibe.
He's a button
Ever.
pusher.
Turns me on. And
He
because-
knows all 55 of your buttons, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now I get
I
excited.
have never
Oh my
heard
gosh.
that on the
Guess
morning
what we're
motion.
gonna do after the fight? Guess how we're gonna make up?
Look, I got to tell you, this conversation has taken, it's really kind of going
No,
into
trust-
the sermon we had at church today. Yeah, I'll have to share that with you guys. Go ahead, Melissa.
I
Tress is totally gonna kick Whiskey's ass,
I don't care.
like big time.
I've learned what he says when he wants to pick a fight. I've learned what his key words are, and I will say to him, I've learned and I've practiced. I'm like, look, I can see that you're angry right now. I do not want to fight with you. Why don't you go think about it? Think about what you're upset about. And when you're ready, you come back and talk to me so we can talk about it. And that's how I avoid the argument.
And then what happens is I turn around and I address the fear. I have to look inward because she's right. She's absolutely right. What is it I'm fearful of? Because I'm not angry just for the sake of being angry. I'm angry.
That's what my original question was.
You're right.
But that's
You know what I mean? That really is what it boils down to. And it's like,
But that's an agreement you have between the two of you and how you figured out your relationship. For most people, if you said, well, I'm just going to let you go in a corner now and sulk, that'd be like, I'd be itching for a fight. You know what I mean? Like most people will not, that takes practice. It's not something you learn just by this show or
That is going above human nature.
It is.
Well,
Human
and
nature
again,
be
it's
like,
Character,
told me to
choose
just
wisely.
strong character.
You have to choose your words wisely, because I would never say you go in a corner and sulk, because that's condemning. You
Yeah.
don't use words that or tone of voice
But
that
I'm just saying for some people, the implication from those words could be, if you
Sure.
take them down to
Yeah.
their root, it could be, I'm just telling you, go off and go in the naughty corner for a little bit until you're ready to talk to me. I'm just saying for many
Not
people
children,
in
though.
married life, been married for a long time,
Yeah.
it could come across that way. So you have to be very careful that you have an agreement beforehand. How are you going to hold up that red card or that yellow card?
right.
Yep, you're right.
Well, and again, the whole thing in all of this is Melissa Sippy, you said it almost at the beginning of when I joined the show. Your counseling, your therapy classes are teaching you to look inward. Because if you don't address who you are inward, you're not going to be able to address the people outwardly. So if you
Agreed.
can take care
Exactly.
of you have no business trying to take care of somebody else. None. I don't care
No.
what your intention is. You shouldn't be doing it. So go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that right there is a key thing for me is, and I don't want to say the word confrontation or confront in a attack way, but it to me is if you can't confront yourself, if you don't have that introspection to deal with what you have, you're not going to do too well going into a relationship and trying to confront an issue with another person you're involved with.
Right.
That makes sense?
Go ahead. I love the word confrontation. I do, because I really do believe that confrontation is one of those things where it's like, this is where we're going to get to the root of it.
Right.
Exactly. And I say,
We have a really important question from Roz on the Facebooks.
okay.
He would like
Wait,
to know,
let Rusty
Tress,
talk.
is Handy J finally potty trained now, or paper trained?
What?
Paper trained?
Roz, you're not getting to call into Daily Mojo anymore either. We know who she is.
So
So wrong.
We jumped the train tracks. Sorry, Rusty. Go ahead.
So how do I deal with when I tell my woman to make me a sandwich
Oh,
and she doesn't want to make me a sandwich? I mean, do I tell her to go into the corner and think about it and then come out and make a
Yes.
sandwich? Or, I mean, how do
Yes,
I?
and go on the paper?
Then you just go make your own sandwich. It's pretty easy.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I love her.
If you're nice enough, she'll just make it for you anyway.
Well,
She is nice enough,
Kirk
but
said
there's Rusty.
Kirk said that Handy J arguing turns him on.
Right.
All right, Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get excited. I mean, come on. Us
all
guys, okay, time out. Ladies, y'all don't get to speak. It's just guy talk right now.
That's right.
Truly doesn't get excited when you get into an argument. You get the blood boiling. And you feel alive, right?
No, I hate arguments. I hate anything to do with an argument.
well,
hate
not even
it.
an argument. Rusty doesn't even like talking. Just
You are. You're fired again, Rusty. You just got double fired. Get the hell off the microphone.
Wait, he's
Oh, my
been fired
goodness.
like 3 times, or is it 4 now today?
Can he still come to my house next week, though?
that's up to you. It's your house.
Uh,
Hey,
Chad,
okay,
is it
Chris.
okay if he still comes to my house?
Chris, here-
Wait, we're
let's-
supposed to do a
let's-
live broadcast from
Well,
the
yes.
Crusaders
You guys just
for
keep
American
talking. I know what you want, Wiz.
Crusaders. Well, hold on. We're gonna try and call.
Skyboy launch.
Yes, November 2nd, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. I got it right this time.
Yes,
Crusaders
yes.
for Veterans. They are building homes and building veterans' lives back up on their feet to be productive members of society with a lot of love into this project.
Making them
There's
work for it, not
many-
giving it away for free.
What?
Making them work for it, not just getting it for free.
There you
Right,
go.
productive. Right.
Put
Okay.
something into it so this way they appreciate it. Hey, send me some
Productive.
details on that.
Yes.
We'll talk about it on the Morning Mojo or the Daily Mojo.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah. So
I
we'll
need to
send
have
you.
Kevin call
we'll-
into you
Ke-
guys this week.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin, not Brandon. Sorry, Brandon. Just because
Yeah,
that should be pre-recorded if Brandon is on. And so you can bleep bleep bleep. bleep.
Brandon and his F bombs.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, Chris, can we call our favorite fan? I think. And
Yeah. I've been working on.
He doesn't know we're calling.
Yeah, I've been working on that.
Oh, he's not
Remember what
answering?
you and I discussed? How it would be just
I
amazing
know.
if we said we're going to call our number one fan and he didn't answer.
And he doesn't answer.
He didn't answer.
He didn't answer.
No, he didn't answer.
I know he's watching.
So we called
I'm
our number
looking
one
at his-
fan.
Okay, so get off of the YouTubes and get onto the Zoom.
We probably got to tell him that it's him,
And usually people, when they're doing
and then
a
we could
show,
play the voicemails.
they really have things-
Well,
Whatever,
other
Kirk.
people know who it is because they're commenting on the YouTubes as to who it might be.
Jeff. We're
Rusty is hung up on Jeff.
I am.
I think he has a crush.
I
Well, it's
do.
okay. It wouldn't be the first time. It happens.
It's a man crush. Actually, I think it's stalking.
Well, I did take pictures of him when I was in the
Whoa.
Mojo.
Whoa. You're creeping me
Mojo.
out.
No.
Huh. Okay. Well, anyway. So, gosh,
Attack Russian
Number two.
asset attack. Yuki says, Rusty, not only are you fired, but you're fired again and again, and now you owe Jeff money.
he wants his money back that we paid him, or that he paid us to get on the show. Sorry.
So while we're waiting, some other, I don't know what to call it, life lessons. How to wire a socket in your house.
Are you
should know how to do
serious?
that.
You are so very.
No,
Hey,
not
we have
everybody
a
does.
caller.
Look at that. Thank God. We saved by Mikey. Mike,
you're
our number one fan. Can you hear us?
I'm your number one fan.
That's
Yes, you are. Yes. That's what we heard. We see. Look, now he's denying it. I don't blame him.
He was under the influence when he said it.
These hospital drugs are fantastic, buddy. Let me tell you.
How are you feeling, Mike? This is Indiana Mike out there for everyone who can't see this. Mike, how have you been lately?
Oh, I'm fantastic, man. I'm awesome.
Are you? Are you moving? Are you moving and grooving or what?
Oh yeah, I'm heading back out of here tomorrow.
Awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
that is good. That is good to hear.
Yeah.
And are you up in South Bend?
I am.
Okay.
Nice.
You got any questions
Unfortunately-
for Handy J?
Actually, I want to point something out. I honestly think he should be on Life in Progress because what he's been saying, I think a lot of that bounced with what I've watched with what Whiskey has said on there would mesh really well, make one hell of a show.
Oh, it would make a show because it's not really. Anyway,
Be
Yeah,
the only
I agree.
professional
We would-
on the show.
we would be honored to have him on, and Tress also though, because I like this team.
Yeah.
I'm serious, and I mean that from
They're a really
from here.
good team.
Press, yes, press definitely. But, I mean, Jay, really? Come on, don't we get enough?
Rusty, do you even listen to Life in Progress? You would though.
Life in what?
You know how to spell it would be a better question.
Oh, crap.
And now, big words
we have a-
with Rusty Lugnuts.
I don't even know how to
Can you
spell
spell Life in Progress?
stereotyping.
I know, right? Hello, that was funny as funny could be.
Hold on. We have been through the whole show. We're coming up on the last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
You
we got
haven't played
voicemails.
any. Yeah, we got voicemails that need to be played.
Okay, well, let's just get into them then, Mike, and anybody else who wants to comment on them, please feel
Yeah,
free.
we stop after every single one of them. Throw out whatever comments you want.
There's only a couple, I think.
Hello and thank you for calling the Mojo 50 voicemail service. Please enter your passcode.
Christopher Branham.
To check your messages, press pound.
You have 5 new messages.
To play messages, press 1.
Off Track with Whiskey 6. You know, Whiskey's voice has been known to cause medical miracles. Just the other day, right? I heard his show come on, and as soon as he started talking, I woke up from my medical coma, reached over, and turned my computer off.
I know that voice. He sounds vaguely familiar, Mike.
He does sound
That
familiar.
guy
Mike, you know that guy?
That guy's as a jerk, man.
Look at you, Dr. Whiskey in the house.
Oh, that's not what I've been called before.
Off Track with Whiskey 6. You know, I'd say something about Mississippi, but her 3 badges and her Izzo-like wig are pretty intimidating.
Apparently
took
not.
over Izzo.
Yeah,
that was. I thought that must have been when we took over for Izzo.
yeah.
Oh, I hope this is the right number. Hey, I was calling up to talk to Whiskey. Hey, it's Amtrak. You won't guess what just happened to me. I was over at the truck stop in St. Louis, and there was this one woman that was going back and forth from truck to truck, cleaning, polishing up stuff over in the trucks and cleaning up. And she must have been doing a real good job. She'd get in the truck with the driver. She'd draw the curtains closed, and she'd scrub so hard and fast the whole truck would start shaking. And they were real satisfied with what work she'd done whenever she came out. But anyway, she went through about 4 or 5 different trucks there while I was sitting eating lunch in my truck, playing the podcast. And when she walked by, you wouldn't guess it at all. She went ahead and she recognized you, man. She gave me your name and everything, you know, and I told her I happened to know who you were. So she wanted to know if she can get back a hold of you. So she gave me my contact information to pass on to you. She said that you should recognize her. She used to provide services to you back in the day whenever you were driving over there out of West Memphis.
So many words,
you should remember her as Sandpaper Sally.
Sandpaper salad.
Kinsey and I are going to have a conversation.
Oh my God.
What do we got? 2 more? 1 more?
Off Track with Whiskey 6. I like it because it's a good and a clean show and it's honest. As in, if I were to be honest, we all know that it's Rusty carrying the rest of these guys.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
All right,
Hello, this is Raj from the Bald is Brutal from Society calling for Chris Branham. And we got your Canon pictures. We will be using them for the calendar like you wanted us to. However, we cannot bill you at the Velvet Teddy Bear. That's a little bit weird, but you have a good day, and we'll be in touch.
Oh, what?
Thank you.
Oh, what?
Goodbye.
I didn't quite catch that.
So apparently I'm going to be in a calendar. They took one of those amazing pictures of me and my new beard. But they told me they can't use the name that I gave them. They won't use the Velvet Teddy Bear.
You know, there was a 20-year-old named... Go ahead.
I was
Or not.
thinking Rusty's lug nuts could benefit from Sandpaper Sally.
Oh,
Ooh, that'd take the rust
Well, he is a
right
truck
off.
driver.
Sand the rust off of him?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We have been derailed, folks. And that's okay. And I would like to, since Handy J is here, and I know he's not the one that usually says this. Well, you've said it occasionally. Maybe it's about time we wrap this thing up.
What do you mean it's last call? Oh, wrong show.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Your show, I'm just here for the ride.
Good night, Steve
Well,
Cannon. On Young.
No. Hey, Rusty, did you get...
Tyrannus.
Gee, they all know all the stuff.
That's true.
Isms.
Rusty, did you get last year's numbers on procrastination ready for this week?
Or
Rusty Lugman. Hello.
No, I missed it. I missed it. So let's go over with what we have learned. Jeff and Tress Show
.com. Yes.
Jeff and
Tress Show.com. Yes,
I
it's
tweeted
3
it out.
S's. Thank you. That's awesome.
I will be listening and I will be critiquing.
Oh boy,
mostly Jeff.
You and Rusty with an eye are good at critiquing.
Yeah.
I welcome it. It'll be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy yourself. You may learn something.
No, I won't learn.
That's not saying much for yourself, Rusty.
Well, I know.
Okay. And Mike didn't even know he was our favorite fan. I mean, he was our biggest fan. He didn't even know that.
He told us, but he forgot he
It's a
told
shame
us.
that our biggest fan didn't even know he was our biggest fan.
Well, he said that this is his favorite show.
Oh, that's my favorite.
We're his favorite
See,
show.
you're
when
our
we were in the
biggest fan.
hospital on anesthesia.
Yeah, drugs.
Look, Mike, we only have 3 fans. It's okay. You can be the number one.
Who's our
I am
number
a
2?
musketeer.
Is Kirk number 2?
And I think Mike is also number 2 and 3. But I'm just saying.
Hey, I am for this show what VJ is for the other show.
Defenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there it is, guys.
Defenders.
Hey, you know what that means? That means Jeff and Tress.
We have time to bone the beaver or talk about.
Yes, absolutely. What would you like to? How would you like to bone her? Tell us all about it, Jeff.
No. We gotta quit the show.
Whoa, what's wrong, Jeff? Dang it, Jeff! I was waiting for him to bone the beaver. Anyway, folks, you know what that means. Thanks everyone for joining us right here, Sundays Off Track. We'll see you next week. We love you all. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us this evening. See you next time.
Oh, God.
Yes, he's been here a lot this evening.
Indeed.
And we're out. That was nice.
Fun time.